What's up guys, Sean16 here, and today's discussion on Here's What I'm Thinking is on Samurai Jack and Life is Strange 1 having the same ending. Now, as you may not know, I actually did this video before 3 years ago, but now I want to do a redo of it so I can reiterate and expand on how Samurai Jack and Life is Strange 1 share the same ending. But also not have the video be blocked in China by YouTube for using the Samurai Jack Season 5 footage. But anyway, I'm not going to waste any more time, so let's get into it. So to give you a brief summary of what Samurai Jack and Life is Strange 1 are, for those who may not know, Samurai Jack tells the story of a man, Samurai Jack, who gets trapped in the future by his demonic foe, Aku, and tries however way possible to find and defeat him so he can get back to the past. Where Life is Strange 1 is about a young girl, Max Caulfield, who ends up getting powers of rewinding time, while also trying to keep her friend Chloe safe from death however way she can. But doing so leads to terrible time paradox consequences. So that was a rundown of what Samurai Jack and Life is Strange 1 are. Now to get back to the discussion of both of them having the same ending. So why I say and believe Samurai Jack and Life is Strange 1 share the same ending is mainly how they both ended. The Samurai Jack Season 5 series finale and the Life is Strange 1's sacrifice Chloe choice do have some similarities and connections. The connection and similarity between Samurai Jack and Life is Strange 1's endings are related to 5 key concepts I've come up with: time, sacrifice, depression, symbolism, and acceptance. And I'll be explaining those concepts in that order that I listed them to better explain the connection between Samurai Jack and Life is Strange 1's endings. Starting off with time. It's pretty obvious, the description of Samurai Jack and Life is Strange 1, that they deal with the concept of time. Either it's traveling through time or traveling back in time, they both deal with the concept of time. Where time comes into play for the Samurai Jack finale, Samurai Jack is able to get back in time with the help of Ashi, who is Aku's daughter, and she has his powers, of course she would. Jack and Ashi travel back in time to the moment Jack was sent into the future by Aku, where Jack finally ends up defeating Aku in its rightful time. Where time comes into play for Life is Strange 1, well, it was all the time, right? Time? Yeah? Get it? Yeah.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Next is sacrifice. In both Samurai Jack and Life is Strange, Jack and Max, the main protagonists, both had the same thing to lose. That special someone in their life had to be taken from them in order to do the right thing. For Samurai Jack, Ashi used her time-traveling powers to help Jack get back into the past, where Jack defeats Aku. Doing so would mean if Aku was defeated in Jack's rightful time, meant the events that followed for Jack being sent to the future, and the existence of Ashi would have never happened, which came into play when Jack and Ashi were going to get married. And they haven't really known each other for that long to get married, so I don't know why it's that early in their relationship. A bit unrealistic to do that, but that's not too far from the reality we live in, right? Anyway, upon getting married, Ashi faded away from existence. In Life is Strange 1, a tornado is about to hit the town of Arcadia Bay, and Chloe gives Max, the player, a choice: to keep her alive and safe while the tornado destroys the town, or go back in time to the moment she was supposed to die. By then, it's a choice by the player to either sacrifice Chloe or sacrifice the town of Arcadia Bay, but we are talking specifically about the sacrifice Chloe choice, so... In the sacrifice Chloe choice, Max gives her last goodbye to Chloe and goes back in time to let the events play out like they were supposed to before Max meddled with time. I think the difference with the concept of sacrifice for Samurai Jack and Life is Strange 1 is that the choice is within the secondary character Ashi and Chloe. Ashi's sacrifice was unknown, where Chloe's sacrifice was more aware. Ashi didn't think to consider for 1 second what would have happened if Jack defeated Aku. Would she still exist? But she only realized it once she knew she was going to fade away from existence. Where Chloe, on the other hand, knew what would have happened if Max went back in time and let things play out like they were supposed to. Meant the time Max and Chloe spent together would have never happened. So Chloe willingly gave Max a choice. Then we have some symbolism of some kind. If you paid attention to a specific scene or moment within Samurai Jack Season 5 and Life is Strange 1, there were moments of symbolism that ended up being a connection to something, or someone. The connections are found within the insects of the butterfly from Life is Strange and the ladybug from Samurai Jack. In Life is Strange, there is a blue butterfly, which is a representation of Chloe, mainly because you can make that connection between the color of the butterfly being blue and Chloe's hair also being blue. It appears a few times whenever Chloe was near, but as well as how Chloe and the blue butterfly share two similar qualities. They like being a free spirit, and they never truly want to be in one place without a reason to stay or go. By that I mean, the butterfly has somewhat been there for Max. When Max encounters the butterfly upon the start of her journey to the end of being at Chloe's funeral. If you played the prequel of Life is Strange Before the Storm, Chloe's of something more friend Rachel Amber wants to leave Arcadia Bay, which encourages Chloe to want to do the same, and they plan to do so until Rachel disappeared, which set up the events of the first game. But Chloe was committed to stick by Rachel's side so they could leave the town together. Wherever Rachel went, Chloe wanted to be there too. So now in Samurai Jack, the ladybug is a representation of Ashi for just the quality of being full of life, even in the darkest of moments. The ladybug first appeared when a young Ashi encountered one during her harsh and brutal training years growing up, but found herself distracted and amused when she encountered the ladybug, and she still maintained that curious thinking process as an adult, as if there was more to life than violence and hatred, and how nice and peaceful it could really be. The ladybug even shows up for Jack at the end after Ashi faded away from existence. So that similarity and connection of the butterfly and ladybug are presented as spirit animals, morally a representation of someone Jack and Max cared about, and they ended up being there for them in their lowest of moments. So finally is acceptance. Upon Jack and Max seeing their respective spirit animals, the butterfly and the ladybug, that represented both Chloe and Ashi, ones that they cared about and lost upon sacrifice, seeing them in that state gives them reassurance and that everything will be fine despite the loss, and they could try to hope for a brighter future. And both Samurai Jack and Life is Strange 1 both end with both protagonists smiling, being the final image we see of our heroes. If you could call Max a hero, that is, if you chose to sacrifice Arcadia Bay. Because that's some selfish shit, sacrificing dozens of lives just for one. If anyone was to call Max a goddamn hero for saving Chloe, but sacrifice a dozen fucking lives to do so, then I'm gonna be like, Are you out of your mind? But alright, I think I covered as much as I could, especially that I went into more depth and detail this time around than the original video. But you guys tell me what you think about Life is Strange 1 and Samurai Jack series finale having the same ending. What do you think? Do you think they're similar? Was it just a coincidence? Or something more? If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, comment, subscribe, look me up on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, and as always, I will see you next time.